This is a pretty incredible artifact we have at the Manitoba Museum. It's definitely a lot of people's favorite artifact, and it's a replica of the first ship that was used before Hudson's Bay Company was even a company to explore the idea of a northern fur trade route. So the original Nonsuch was built in about 1650, and it made this incredible voyage all the way from England deep into Hudson Bay, into James Bay, a town now called Waskaganish, Quebec. That voyage took them about 4 months. And of course, when Nonsuch came back after a successful trading mission loaded with furs, it was the following year that in 1670, Hudson's Bay Company, which we call it today, was formed. This one, they started construction in 1968, and this was to celebrate the company's 300th anniversary. They wanted to do something big and splashy, so they commissioned the recreation, a replica of the ship. They worked with shipbuilders in the UK, and they built it in the way that a 17th century ship would be built. So using hand tools, the sails are all hand-sewn flax linen. I mean, it was really authentically done. It's actually one of the more authentic replicas that is out there. Some of the things, the features of the ship that are unique to this time period and that really help kind of tell the story of seafaring is the fact that you might notice there's no ship's wheel. And that's because the construction of the original Nonsuch predates the invention of the ship's wheel. So you'll see that big stick, that's called the tiller, and that was how they would steer the rudder to steer the ship. Completely different than when you see those movies with the giant ship's wheel. Not at all what was available at the time. So it's authentically built for the time period. The original Nonsuch actually never landed in Manitoba, but it did land in what we now call Canada, and it did really kick off the Hudson's Bay Company, who started establishing posts eventually in Manitoba. And Hudson's Bay Company, of course, eventually the hub came to Winnipeg. So Manitoba as a province has a really deep connection to the company, to fur trade history, and so subsequently to this ship, which sort of started it all. There's lots of fun little tidbits with the ship. One of them actually relates to the carvings. There's two dog carvings that you'll see on the ship, and they're named Wellington and Boot, and they're actually named after two dogs, basset hounds, that would visit when they were constructing the replica ship, and they were walking with their human, and the ship's carver just loved them, so he actually carved them into the ship.